Hello, hello. I think I am now live. So, oh, I think I'm live. Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, I want to start by saying thank you for having me on. I am so honored to be able to discuss Mad Hippie and our skincare line and our makeup line. I'm grateful to Nature's Fair for inviting me to do this tonight, so thank you. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about spring and summer skincare tonight, which I'm really excited about. Um, I think that, all of our skincare routines shift a little bit when you go into the summer months, which is kind of exciting. So I'll give you a little bit of insight into what we kind of think about when we're switching routines, moving into the summer months. And I'll give you a little background story on Mad Hippie and how we began. So I'll look forward to kind of going through all of that. Let me make sure. I think I'm doing this correctly. Okay. And my little video went away in the corner, so I'm hoping that you all can see me okay. All right, so without further ado, I'll go into a little bit of the backstory of how Mad Hippie got started, and then I'll take you through our products. So what most people don't know about Mad Hippie is that we actually began as a skincare line for surfers. So that's how we first got started. My husband and I lived abroad in Central America for 5 years, and during that time, we really fell in love with surfing and the surf community, particularly my husband. I was more of a beach sitter, but my husband totally fell in love with the surfing. And we really loved the community. We really loved the outdoor lifestyle. We spent a lot of time at the beach. And we loved that it was the tide that determined the course of our day. So often we would wake up and see where the waves were breaking, and we'd hop in the car and put the surfboards on top and head up the coast. And it was a lovely way to spend time. The one downside of this 5 years that we lived in Central America was that we both started to notice a lot of changes in our skin after 5 years. My husband is very fair, and he started to notice particularly a lot of discoloration, a lot of kind of signs of what we call premature aging, right? So fine lines, wrinkles, loss of collagen and elastin, all of those things that are, we kind of think of as early aging, but really what it is, it's just sun damage. So, 90% of what we consider to be skin aging is actually sun damage. So all of that discoloration, all of the fine lines and wrinkles, all of that is at its root usually caused by sun damage and oxidative stress on the skin. So as we were noticing all these changes in our own skin, it really inspired us to want to change the way that we were taking care of our skin. And so that was kind of the brainchild for Mad Hippie. It was really all about creating a really clean, simple line of products to address sun-damaged skin. And so we initially, the idea was to create kind of the small line that we would market to the surf community. And early on, we got great feedback from them. However, one of the things that we didn't anticipate was there was this much broader audience of folks that were really looking for this sort of product. Products that would really repair sun-damaged skin. All of these really antioxidant-rich products. We were, from the very beginning, our line has always been vegan and cruelty-free. The only product in our line that's actually not vegan is our SPF, which contains a small amount of beeswax. But everything else in our line has always been vegan. And so we knew we really wanted to use clean ingredients in our line. That was very important to us. So we started out with just a handful of products and just gradually built onto the line over the years. But the ideology has always remained the same, which is really, it's all about creating an easy to approach line. So, we want it to be easy for people to figure out what are the right skincare products for them. So we don't want to overwhelm people at the shelf. We want it to be easy to figure out what you need. So I'll kind of take you through the products a little bit one by one, not too much, but I'll open it up for some questions afterwards. But essentially, when you're moving into the summer months, of course, our line being formulated for sun damage, a lot of our products are really great for moving into the summer summer months. But you really want to think hard about your antioxidants and make sure that you're infusing your skin with antioxidants in the morning. And then you really want to also make sure that you're doing some exfoliation at night. Exfoliating is a really important part of the skincare routine. However, you don't want to overdo exfoliation either. You don't want to, damage the acid mantle of the skin. You don't want to dry it out. But during the winter months, we tend to get kind of dry and flaky skin. So you really do want to buff that off, particularly as you're moving into those summer months. Keeping in mind that when you do exfoliate, you're also exposing all those fresh new skin cells. So you really want to be careful about wearing your SPF every day. And you really want to be sure that, of course, you're wearing your hat and infusing your skin with those antioxidants. So I'll take you all through those a little bit. So if you were to use what we recommend as like a morning routine, particularly moving into summer, you're always going to start with your cleansers in the morning. We have 2 cleansers to choose from, a cream cleanser and a cleansing oil. So the cream cleanser is a low pH cleanser. It has sodium PCA, it has hyaluronic acid, jojoba oil in it, green tea, again, lots of antioxidants. But the goal here is really to gently cleanse the skin without stripping the skin of all the natural oils that are really important for skin health. So we all have what's called the acid mantle on the surface of the skin, which is essentially a layer of acidic oils that kind of sit on the surface of the skin and of course provide moisture, but also are really important for preventing the proliferation of harmful bacteria. So it's really an important barrier function on the skin. So you want to cleanse the skin without stripping the skin of that acid mantle that's so important for skin health. So that's why you typically want to go with a low pH when it comes to a cleanser. And of course, cleansing oils are also great because they're going to protect those natural oils on the skin and do a really nice job of cleansing without stripping the skin. So step 1 in the morning is going to be cleansing. And then after cleansing, you're going to want to follow with ingredients that hydrate the skin. So typically in the summer months, that tends to be the time that a lot of people switch to a lighter moisturizer since our skin is usually a little less dry in the summer months. So switching to, your serums or your more lightweight moisturizers is often what folks like to do in the summer. Of course, some folks like to continue on with the really heavy moisturizers as well. If you have really dry skin, that's certainly an option. But one of my favorite moisturizers in the morning, particularly in the summer when it's hot, and my skin certainly tends to be a little bit more oily, is just the Hydrating Nutrient Mist followed by the Vitamin C Serum and the Facial Oil. So I'll take you through those really quickly. And I keep looking down because this is my cue. I have my products right here. Remind myself what I'm talking about. So the Hydrating Nutrient Mist would be your first step after cleansing. And this one is a blend of sodium PCA, hyaluronic acid, and a lot of ingredients that are really great for reducing the appearance of skin discoloration. So this one you can just spritz on the face, on the neck, on the chest, arms, wherever you want a little bit of additional hydration. So that would be a great first step. Following that, you could follow with your vitamin C serum. So this one is really, of course, rich in vitamin C. This is definitely our best-selling product and kind of the product that put Mad Hippie on the map. So if you haven't tried our vitamin C serum or you haven't tried our line, it's a really great one to start with. We use a stabilized form of vitamin C called sodium ascorbyl phosphate. Sodium ascorbyl phosphate is wonderful because it actually is great for sensitive skin as well. So that tends to be a problem with a lot of forms of vitamin C. A lot of forms of vitamin C, particularly L-ascorbic acid, which is really widely used, has a very low pH in order to be effective and usually has a really high concentration in order to be effective. And at a low pH with a high concentration, it tends to be irritating for a lot of people. So we have opted to use a different form of vitamin C. Sodium ascorbyl phosphate is much more stable than L-ascorbic acid, which is one of the reasons that we love to formulate with it. But it also does a really wonderful job of infusing the skin with antioxidants, those ingredients that are so great for reducing oxidative stress on the skin, reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, as well as the appearance of discoloration. So really great first step in the morning in your morning routine. And that's winter, summer, whenever. Vitamin C is always good for the skin. So always a good option. We boost ours with vitamin E and ferulic acid, which actually improves that antioxidant power of the vitamin C. You always want to use those 3 ingredients together, vitamin C, vitamin E, and ferulic acid. They kind of work magic when you combine them together. So that's a CE ferulic plus hyaluronic acid as well. Hyaluronic acid actually is makes up part of the extracellular matrix of the skin. It's something that kind of tends to deplete as we age. It's kind of responsible for that bounciness the skin has, so really important to add to the skincare routine, particularly if you have aging skin. Of course, vitamin C is great for all ages and all skin types, so definitely recommend that one. Following the vitamin C serum, I love to use the Antioxidant Facial Oil. So that one's a little purple bottle with a little dropper top on it. That one's a blend of argan oil, pomegranate seed oil, and a ton of antioxidants. So really, really nice option for the morning. And it layers really nicely under the SPF. So I love that as part of a morning routine. Following your antioxidant facial oil, you can use your SPF. Your zinc SPF should always be your last step in the morning before you head out. And I think summer or winter, that's important. Even though it's easy to forget in the winter months, it's still important. So definitely recommend a zinc SPF as well. Our zinc SPF is actually mixed with a little bit of carrot seed oil, red raspberry seed oil, and avocado oil. All of these oils are really great for sun-damaged skin. And we also have a little bit of vitamin C and vitamin E and ferulic acid in it as well. So again, that trio of ingredients, it's not going to be as concentrated as you find in our vitamin C serum, but it definitely adds some antioxidant support. So really, really great option for your last step after you've used your antioxidants in the morning. And again, this is, a little bit more, this is kind of a longer routine. You can simplify your routine if you'd like. You can, it can be as simple as cleanse, vitamin C, SPF, however you like to put it together in the morning. But this is kind of what I personally love to do. So at night, you always want to exfoliate at night. So, as I mentioned, exfoliating is going to remove all of those dead skin cells, allow them to be sloughed off. But of course, because it reveals all those fresh new baby skin cells, you want to be sure that you're protecting them. So I personally, twice a week, love to use our new Microdermabrasion Facial. This is a little tub with a little bamboo spoon that goes in it. This one is a blend of 6 different alpha hydroxy acids, including mandelic acid, glycolic, lactic acid. So basically this functions in 2 different ways. It has what we call chemical exfoliants, even though they aren't chemicals, they're fruit acids, combined with physical exfoliants. So in this case, we're using volcanic ash and bamboo. And it's just a really light grit, so it's nothing that's too intense, nothing that's gonna harm the skin. You don't want to go too intense with your scrubs. So this one, twice a week tends to be a pretty good amount for most people, but you want to massage it onto the skin, really, really lightly buff, and then you just want to leave it on for just a couple minutes. Some people notice a little bit of a tingle with it, but this one does such a nice job of just really giving you a deep cleanse and really buffing off those dead skin cells. So great option for twice a week, great option immediately after cleansing the skin. A lot of people ask if they should use our nighttime serums after this one. We recommend skipping the nighttime serums if you're using this exfoliating serum at night, only because you don't want to over exfoliate the skin, so you don't want to dry the skin out. So if you're using your Microdermabrasion Facial, skip your other nighttime serums that night, save those for the next night. I think I just lost the video. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let me make sure that I'm on. Am I on? I am, right? Hopefully, this is my first Facebook Live event, so I apologize. My computer just turned off, so I'm hoping that means we're okay. So we were talking about nighttime serums. So skipping those if you're using that Microdermabrasion Facial. Oh, perfect. Thank you. We can still hear and see you. Thank you so much. I don't know why my computer went off, so hopefully that didn't turn off for you. So we're talking nighttime serums. I'll go ahead and talk about the 2 other nighttime serums. So if you're not using your Microdermabrasion Facial or the 2-minute polishing mask, which is actually our other physical exfoliant, which is a blend of green and white clay and several different physical exfoliants, including adzuki beans. That one is also a really great nighttime option that you would want to kind of limit to twice a week. Any of those physical exfoliants, you're really going to want to kind of limit those to a couple times a week, and you're going to want to use, on the other nights, you can use your serums, which will be a little bit of a gentler exfoliation. So on nights that you're not using the Microdermabrasion Facial or your 2-minute polishing mask, you could use something like the Exfoliating Serum. And this one is a blend of alpha hydroxy acids as well, but this one you leave on overnight. So it's kind of like a little mini peel that you do while you're sleeping. So after cleansing the skin at night, you apply it and just leave it on overnight. And it works its magic while you sleep, which is pretty lovely. The alternative to that would be your vitamin A serum. We do have a lot of folks who like to use both of these. These are great for going into summer as they kind of slough off those dead skin cells again. A really great way to kind of brighten the complexion. The vitamin A serum uses a form of vitamin A called HPR, which is really wonderful for sensitive skin. So this is another one that tends to be really great for folks who have sensitive skin and are looking for a great way to exfoliate gently. With the exfoliants, again, you want to limit it in the summer. If you're going to go out on a big beach vacation and you know you're not going to be, careful with the sun quite as much as you normally are, you might want to skip exfoliating for about 10 days prior. So, if you're headed to Mexico and you know you're not great about your hat, go ahead and skip your exfoliation for about a week. And that'll allow your skin to kind of recuperate and it'll give you a little added protection. So you aren't exposing all of those brand new skin cells. And we can talk a little bit about moisturizers as well. I think I mentioned the Antioxidant Facial Oil earlier in the evening, so that one is one of my very favorites. You can use that as a standalone moisturizer. It's a nice lightweight moisturizer. You can also use our face cream, which is a really nice lightweight moisturizer as well. That one has peptides in it, which are absolutely wonderful. And one of the things that people really love about the face cream is that it absorbs into the skin really quickly. So it doesn't leave you feeling greasy. It doesn't have a heavy feeling on the skin. It just infuses the skin with lots of antioxidants, everything from resveratrol and green tea to coenzyme Q10. And then of course the peptides in it as well. So really, really wonderful way to hydrate and boost antioxidants during those summer months. And then we also have the Triple C Night Cream, which is brand new for us. This is a heavier moisturizer, so really, really wonderful to use if you have drier skin or sun damaged skin. If you do have oilier skin, you might want to skip the new Triple C Night Cream. That one is thicker, heavier, but really wonderful for dry, sun damaged skin. Let's see, I was going to take you through the makeup just briefly. And I see, are these available at Nature's Fair? These are all available at Nature's Fair, and one of the awesome things is that they're all going to be on sale from May 6th to May 8th, so that's really exciting. I see, do you have anything for rosacea? That's a really great question. So, as you probably know, rosacea is one of those things. If you have rosacea, it often is coupled with skin sensitivity. So if you have specific things that you're sensitive to, definitely look through the ingredient list. A few that tend to not be great for rosacea are things like the exfoliating serum with those alpha hydroxy acids. Oftentimes folks with rosacea find that those alpha hydroxy acids can cause flare-ups. So we typically advise folks to avoid those if you have rosacea. The face cream tends to be a great option for rosacea. Niacinamide tends to be an ingredient that really agrees with people's skin who do have rosacea. So I definitely recommend that one. Also, the cream cleanser is a wonderful option. Anything that's super gentle is going to be a good option for rosacea. And in general, you want to kind of start slow. If you have rosacea or if you have sensitive skin in general, you want to kind of go slow with it. You can always patch test and see how it's working out for you. Make sure you don't have any sort of reaction before you jump into applying everything all over your face. So that would be my recommendation for rosacea. And I also see a question about mature skin. And I would definitely recommend this line for mature skin, particularly those extra hydrating products like that new Triple C Night Cream that I mentioned, the face cream with all the peptides. Vitamin A is a really wonderful ingredient for aging skin. If you don't currently use a retinol product and you do have mature skin, that's definitely one that you'll want to try out. This particular form of vitamin A is really wonderful for aging skin. So I think I've gone through most of the skincare products. So I'll take you just briefly through the makeup since that's there as well at Nature's Fair and is also on sale. And it's new for us. So the makeup line is actually kind of the same ideology that we use for the skincare. It's kind of this less is more approach, trying not to overwhelm people with options, but to give you really good options. And it's a fusion of skincare and makeup. So all of the makeup items have skincare actives in them. So for instance, the concealer, which is a super translucent, lightweight concealer, is packed with ingredients like vitamin C and giga white, which is a plant-based ingredient that's really great for reducing the appearance of discoloration. So it has peptides in it as well. So all of these really wonderful skincare actives, and it also is nice and hydrating on the skin. So we have a concealer that comes in 6 shades. As I mentioned, they're pretty translucent, so this isn't going to be very heavy coverage, but it does build nicely. And we do encourage people to mix and match. So as we were developing this line of cosmetics, we really wanted people to kind of mix and match like a lot of the makeup artists that we work with do. So oftentimes you'll find you need a different shade from in the summer to the winter. Your skin tends to become a little bit lighter during those winter months when you're less in the sun. So we encourage people to choose a couple, mix and match, find your shades, and then you can use a different shade under the eyes, something a little lighter typically, use something a little bit darker for contouring, however you like to do it. But definitely the mix and match concealers are a wonderful option. We have a mascara that's just as much lash serum as it is mascara. It has peptides in it. It's very hydrating for the lashes. It has sweet almond oil in it. It's not going to be waterproof since we don't use acrylates in our line or a lot of those ingredients that help mascaras obtain that waterproof rating. But it does stay on all day. It's a really nice lightweight option. Again, great for your lashes. And then we also have cheek and lip tints. So the cheek and lip tints come in little pots with a bamboo lid on the top. One of the things that we were really thinking about with the makeup was sustainability. So we use a lot of sugarcane bioresin, which you'll also find our SPF in. We're using sustainably harvested sugarcane bioresin for those. And the mascara comes in a tube made out of sustainably harvested sugarcane bioresin, as does the concealer and the SPF. So all of those are really nice and clean ingredients as well as clean packaging. The cheek and lip tints come in 3 different shades. They're kind of a great assortment. One is kind of a brick red with a little bit of orange to it. The other, the fig, is kind of a deeper red that tends to be a little bit more purples and browns. And then we have a plum shade. That's a really nice berry shade. So definitely can mix and match those as well. We encourage people to get playful with your makeup. It should be fun. Again, shouldn't be overwhelming. It should just be fun. So I see, do you have foundation? So we encourage people to actually use the concealers as a foundation. They're super lightweight, as I mentioned, and because we encourage people to mix and match them, we kind of encourage people to customize your makeup experience by, you can create your own shade basically and use a different shade, as I mentioned, to highlight under the eyes, and then create whatever shade you want for your skin as well. But it's very lightweight and translucent, so it can definitely be used as a lightweight foundation as well, and it's intended to be used that way. So a really great question. All right, I'm going to try to go through some of these questions really quickly because I don't want to go over time, and I see that I'm getting close. I can tend to get a little bit verbose when I'm talking skincare, so you'll have to excuse me. So is it sweat proof? I think are you talking about maybe the SPF? So this is a really great question. So you won't see a sweat proof or waterproof rating on our SPF. The reason being that this is not a waterproof formula. So we often get the question, is it reef safe? It is reef safe. We're using zinc oxide as the sun blocking agent, so there are no chemical UV absorbers in it. It's absolutely reef safe. However, because it doesn't have a waterproof rating, we don't spend a lot of time talking about that. We actually are going to be expanding our sun care offerings soon, and we will have some waterproof options available that are also sweat proof. So great question. Do you have any cleansers with Manuka honey? No, we don't. We don't use Manuka honey in our particular line. However, both of our cleansers are absolutely lovely and gentle on the skin. The cream cleanser, again, very rich in ingredients like sodium PCA and hyaluronic acid, so very moisture binding, has macadamia oil in it as well. And then we also have a cleansing oil. So the cleansing oil is a really great one for removing makeup. If you've never oil cleansed before, I definitely recommend giving it a try. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the day is at the end of the day using my oil cleanser. I think it's also, it tends to be a moment of silence. The kiddo's gone to bed, everybody's asleep. So that tends to be the part of the day that I love to treat myself to an oil cleanse. And essentially the process is you want to massage those oils into your hands, put them on your face, really massage it into the face well, lay a warm, damp washcloth over the face, meditate, listen to a good podcast, listen to a great song, whatever you want to do for a good minute and a half, and then gently wipe it away. It does a really great job of taking off makeup and sunscreen and all of the stuff that kind of builds up throughout the day without stripping the skin of those natural oils that are so important. So really, really great question about cleansers. But I'm talking about the ones that we have, obviously. The oil cleanser, if you haven't tried an oil cleanser before and you're a little bit skeptical of oil cleansers, it's a good one to start with. We use exclusively high linoleic oils in it, so it's really great for all skin types, including oilier skin types. So that's often a question that we get. Can I use an oil cleanser if I have oily skin? Great question. You do want to be careful about the oils that you choose if you have oily skin. However, the oils that we use in the cleansing oil are all appropriate for oily skin and easily congested skin. So that's a great option. Thank you for all of these sweet comments, by the way. I'm really honored to be here, so thank you. Let's see if I see any other questions. What brand am I talking about? That's Mad Hippie. And let's see. I think I've gone through most of them. Can you use the spritz alone? I didn't see that one. Yes, you can use the spritz alone, the hydrating nutrient mist. So the hydrating nutrient mist can be used immediately after cleansing. This one was really developed to be a product that you could use throughout the day. You know, if you're headed to the beach and you want to, you know, add a little bit of antioxidant and moisture and refreshment as you're sitting there, it's a great one to pack in your bag. We tend to lose the most moisture from our skin immediately after cleansing. So it's a really great time to follow with moisture binding ingredients. So hydrating nutrient mist is packed with all of those ingredients that bind moisture to the skin. So sodium PCA, hyaluronic acid are two of the main ingredients in that one. And then it also has a lot of supporting antioxidants in it, including hesperidin, milk thistle, ginkgo biloba. Has a little bit of vitamin C in it. It's not going to be as concentrated as our vitamin C serum, but it's a really great option and certainly can be used alone as a moisturizer, particularly if you have oilier skin and you're just looking for something super lightweight. It's a great option for that. So let's see, any others? Any other questions? Let's see. Does it have any rose ingredients? You know, we use rose hip oil in the cleansing oil. However, we aren't using rose extracts or anything like that in any of the other ingredients, or excuse me, in any of the other products. So really, really great question. Anything for acne? Actually, a lot of our products are appropriate for acne-prone skin. My recommendation, if you do have acne-prone skin, would definitely be to start with the vitamin C serum and the vitamin A serum. So this little duo, the yellow bottle and the orange bottle, that would be a really great way to start. The vitamin C serum, again, uses that form of vitamin C, sodium ascorbyl phosphate that I mentioned earlier. That's really wonderful for acne-prone skin. It's also really stable, great for sensitive skin. So I definitely recommend that one in the morning. And then at night, that vitamin A serum is a great option. So it's a great alternative for harsher forms of vitamin A that a lot of people tend not to be able to tolerate very well. A lot of forms of vitamin A, particularly those available at the dermatologist's office, like retinoic acid, tend to be really drying for the skin. So this HPR that we're using, hydroxypentacolin retinoid, is a form of vitamin A that's really gentle on the skin. So really, really great duo for particularly for acne-prone skin, and for all skin types, really, for aging skin. Just a really great duo. And then also the Microdermabrasion Facial would be a great option for acne prone skin, particularly if you have a lot of clogged pores. So this one, again, that physical exfoliant plus the chemical exfoliant. Again, not chemicals, they're fruit acids. They're called chemical exfoliants. So they do a wonderful job of just sloughing off dead skin that can become trapped in the pores, and just generally keeping the skin nice and sloughed and smooth. Let's see. You look far too young to know about hippies. Well, I grew up on a farm, and my mom had a VW bus when I was a kid, so, so I've got some of the credentials. But thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Let's see. Okay, so we're talking about the sale coming up. All right, I think I've gotten most of the comments. So thank you all so much for being so engaged and sending comments my way. I'm just absolutely honored to be here tonight, and I hope you go in and chat with the knowledgeable, wonderful staff at Nature's Fair and figure out the perfect routine for you and take advantage of that amazing skincare sale that they're offering next week. So, excuse me, this week, the 6th through the 8th. So really, really exciting. So thank you so much, everyone, and I'm grateful to be here, so thank you. Take care.